Okay, so I'm just going to take 1 second to introduce you because we've been doing all our welcomes and hellos. It's 8:04, so we are anxious to get going. And I'm going to just switch over here. So for all of you in the house, welcome. I want to welcome everyone from the Opulence Nation. And of course, all of our guests tonight, you are in for a real treat. My name is Rebecca Robinson. I'm a lifestyle advisor with Opulence Global, and I've been with this amazing company for over 14 years now. And it is, if there's one thing that one word that I could use to describe this company, it is freedom. And you are going to have a great time tonight finding out about all of our products and how people are enjoying different kinds of freedom because of them. I'm going to pass this call over in just 1 second to our amazing Senior Vice President, Sanaz Human. She is our Senior VP and Chief Designer at Opulence Global. Sanaz spent her early 20s learning about MLM and entered her first MLM business in 2002, quickly developing her business as a distributor. She eventually left the sales field and she took a position at Opulence Global. With hard work, dedication, and perseverance, she is now risen into her current position. Sanaz is fully invested in all aspects of the product development process and beyond that, well beyond that, from research and development to manufacturing, distribution, marketing and promotion, and design. She takes pride in every product, all the ingredients used, and is proudly a product of the product, like many of us are, and knowing that she is impacting the lives of many people worldwide. So Opulence Global Nation guests, please help me welcome my mentor and friend since 2008, Ms. Sanaz Human.
Hello, Rebecca. Hope you are doing absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for that kind introduction. I'm trying to multitask a little bit, although I've just got home from the office. It's been a great day. We're still buzzing away from all the excitement that we had with our absolutely epic, crazy promotion of the mystery box. And you know what? It's so great to have each and every single one of you on with me tonight. I want to welcome you. A good night, a good morning, a good evening, wherever you are, ladies and gentlemen. I have some special treats. I'm going to give you 1 minute. Message your teams. Let them know we are getting the call started. We are starting. I want to thank each and every single one of you that showed up on time. It's going to be an exciting call as always. It's going to be an exciting week. It's going to be an exciting close to the year. And Rebecca, you got your hands full. End of the year, and all calls are going to be super important for the month of December as we get ready to close the year off. But that doesn't mean you stop working today. That means you go into full force ahead to close the year off strong. So I am super excited to be here with all of you. I've had an absolutely insane past 13 to 14 days. I think last week at the office, I worked almost 100 hours. Wow. One night, I actually almost was like, should I go home? Should I just sleep here? It was that busy. And so we are super revved up. We are super excited with everything that has been happening. Last week was actually a really nice treat to have our CEO be with us just before he flew off to Kenya. And you know what? It was really nice to have him on and really for him to also see the things that we do on our product Crossfire call and really all the different partners that join us globally. So with that, we're going to get our call started. And, hopefully we are going to excite you or rev you up for the next little while. It's so important that, in every market, in every business that you build, that you are a product of the product. I have talked about this so many times, and I cannot stress the importance of being a product of the product, because when you're not using the product yourself, ladies and gentlemen, and you are not utilizing what every ingredient does for your body, what it does for your immune system, whether it's our skincare, whether it's hair growth, whether it's better skin, whether it's anti-aging, whether it's better immune system, whether it's hydrated lips, whether it's no circles under the eyes, every little bit makes a big difference. And so from head to toe, you should be opulent. For example, today I was wearing this gorgeous, gorgeous fairy watch, which by the way, is still available on the website. And I was like, this is such a beautiful piece. I mean, it is such a statement piece. Check it out. By the way, this is unisex, so it's both men and women. And it is such a beautiful, beautiful piece. And I thought, if somebody really wore our pieces and just dressed them up with their outfits and did what they needed to do, they would be able to benefit so much, because there is not a day that goes by that I don't get a lead or I don't pass a lead on to someone to sign up someone. There's not a day that I will go shopping that someone will not talk to me about either something I'm wearing or something I'm promoting. They'll always ask me what I do. And it's so important for you all to dress the part. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. I know I've given you guys some feedback, and then I'll get into the product training. And I have a little bit of a, special training for all of you tonight. So the first thing is, we've always talked about being a product of the product. What does that really mean? A lot of times if you're selling great hair products, or if you're selling great skincare, or if you're selling fashion, or you're selling your jewelry, or whatever it is that you're selling, if you don't look and represent what it is, then how do you expect for people to gravitate towards you? So one thing that I want to reiterate to each and every single one of you, if you're talking about, the shampoo conditioner and your hair is like this, and, it looks like it's not washed. And for those of you who are not watching the camera, if your hair is like all over the place like this, and you're not taking care of your hair, and your hair doesn't look well, then how do you expect for people to, listen to you? And how do you expect for people to believe in you? If your hair is, for example, a simple thing as even dirty when you're going to do a meeting and it's all greasy and oily, yet you're trying to sell this amazing shampoo, would you even say to someone, oh, I would love for you to smell my hair and smell what this shampoo smells like? Well, you have to feel confident in yourself to do that. And that's one of the reasons why I also have that training that I train, which is Dress for Success. Because you've got to make sure that you are dressing for success when it comes to your business. So I want to reiterate, whether it's our skincare you're selling, whether it's our powerful antioxidant fountain of life you are selling, whether it's the, Sterling cream that you are promoting and selling, whether it's the toothpaste, every little bit requires your own story, your own reason of why you want this product to be used by somebody else. Do you believe in your products? And if the answer is absolutely, I believe in the product, have you shared it with people? How many people have you shared it with? Have you followed up with customers that you've resold the product to? And one of the biggest downfalls of most entrepreneurs when it comes to our product is that they sell a product and then they forget to follow up with a guest or a prospect. Because you know what most people are doing? They're expecting for their prospect, their customers, to call back and say, hey, Sanaz, I love that fountain of life. Can I order some? No, there is so much competition out in the world, ladies and gentlemen. And if you are not following up with your own guest, with your own customer, either they're going to go buy it online from somewhere else, either they're basically going to find a new distributor, or they're just going to go find another product. And this is the number one pitfall when it comes to most people, is that they basically fail to follow up with their prospects when it comes to their product. I don't care what the product is. If you've given anybody a VIP builder and your number one job is for you to follow up with them and say, hey, how did you do just using that, couple of days trial? I would love to get you the full bottle. Were you interested in the toothpaste, the fountain of life, both, or tell me your story? So follow up, write this down. Follow up is one of the number one factors when it comes to developing a strong customer base. Now, I want you all to get a piece of paper and a pen for a minute. Get a piece of paper and a pen. And I want you to write this down with me. I need everybody to visualize this, okay? You guys ready? Okay, I'm going to give you guys 1 minute. Grab a paper and pen. Grab a paper and pen. I'm going to go actually get one myself. So I have a piece of paper and pen in front of me too, because I don't, and I want to write it down with you. I do have a whiteboard. Maybe I'll activate the whiteboard, but I get a paper and pen for me. Just give me a second. I'm just going to grab that.
Okay, team, I've got my paper and my pen. I warned you, it is note writing time, okay? So please don't trip over any hazards in your house running to get your pen and paper. We will
I got
all
mine.
take notes and share with you. And I don't see Yuli on the call yet, but I might have missed her yet. And she's amazing for taking notes too. But Raymond is here and he's going to share his notes with us after.
No. Everyone has to write down their own because I want everyone to write down targets. All right, ready? So number one thing I want you to all calculate, you're going to all have to incorporate it into your own country, into your own currency. Number one, write down what is the cost of Fountain of Life in your market. So write down cost, write down the word cost, and write down FOL beside it. What is the cost for one bottle in your market? Write that down. So I'm going to give you an example. I'm going to write mine down at $50 just as an example. All right. Now, I want you to write down how much is the retail in your market. So put an arrow towards it and put retail. How much do you retail? Now I'm going to put $90. Now many markets are $100, $120, whatever it is. If it's in, your currency, if it's in EC dollars, if it's in, Jamaican dollars, if it's in pesos, if it's in yen, whatever it is, write it down so you have that number. So if my cost is $50 and I'm selling it for $90, let me see if I can get this activated. All right, so here we go. I'm going to try. If my cost, I've never done this before, is $50. Wow, I suck at this. Can you guys see my board? I don't even have a keypad. I'm just Googling. $50. Bear with me. You don't need to be techie. I want you to just get the advantage of what it is, okay? $50.
We can see it and you're doing great.
I feel like I'm doing, those you remember those little games that we used to draw when we were kids?
The Etch-a-Sketch.
Yes, exactly. Okay, my dollar signs are improving.
Awesome job.
All right. So listen, it's just a concept, right? So you buy for $50, you're selling for $90. What is your profit? $40. So $40 is one bottle. Now, if you sell $40 profit and you get to one customer, now if that one customer reorders every single month from you, one bottle for the next 12 months, what is your profit for that person? $40 times 12, correct? Bye, Isa. $40 times 12. Now thank you very much, Tony. That's $480. Now let's say that customer buys 2 bottles a month from you, because we know that most people will, I'm going to say will use 2 to 6 bottles a month, depending on the family, depending on the household. So now going up to 2 bottles, at 1 bottle, what were we at? At 1 bottle, you were at how much? $480, right? At 2 bottles, your profit for one customer?
$960.
$960. Now, imagine, thank you for writing that. That is annually from one customer. I want you to all put a 0. Change your one customer to 100 bottles. 100 bottles. 100 bottles at your $40. What is your profit annually from just retailing 100 bottles? My goodness, this is difficult. Can someone say it out loud for me, Rebecca? 48. Say it, Rebecca.
800.
If you have 40 bottles, $40 profit at $100, ladies and gentlemen, calculate that for yourself. $40 at 100 bottles, and that's basically customers. That is $4,000 that you are making. $4,000 based on 100 bottles. Now, I want you to calculate for yourself if that 100 became 200, if that 200 became 300, if that 300 became 400 bottles. By the way, we have people in our business that sell 500 to 700 bottles a day. Yes, you heard that correctly. 500 to 700 bottles a day. A day. Can you guys calculate what they're making? That is what is available that you are all leaving on the table. That is what you are all leaving on the table. A lot of times, I wanted you guys to get that visual perspective. A lot of times, we mismanage what we do with our customer list. If you have a customer list that's ordering one item, that you're making $40. By the way, that's only in the personal care. Did you know that if you sell a watch, a purse, pair of shoes, jewelry, it is a couple of $100 to a couple of $1,000 of profits? How much are you marketing your fashion goods? How many shoes are you selling? How many bags are you selling? Where are you promoting it? Are you spending as much time on your fashion as you are your beauty and your personal care? Because let me tell you, would you rather sell one item at $40 profit, or would you rather sell a purse and make $500 to $700 profit, or sell a pair of shoes and make $500 profit, or sell a jewelry piece or a watch and make thousands of dollars of profit? Think about that for a second. Remember, you made an investment into a business for profit, for gain. Are you utilizing that platform? The number one basic fundamental rule of this business is for you to buy wholesale and sell retail. Yes? How many of you are taking advantage of that? It is the holiday season, and so many of you could be retailing. How many of you are looking for holiday gifts? How many of you look for birthday gifts? How many of you look for Valentine's gifts? How many of you look for an outfit to wear for New Year's and to dress up? Think about that. Chinese New Year's coming up. How many people will be looking up for that? Christmas is just around the corner. So the question is, how much do you market your profit for you to give people that concierge service? How many times have you had a celebration or a festivity that you haven't used your own products to promote? Ask yourself that. Now, the personal care is one part. The beauty is one part. The fashion, by the way, is the verticals or the infrastructure that made Renee into a millionaire, that made Reza into a millionaire, that made Ronan the six-figure income he is. So listen, I'm telling you, when we talk about the basics of this business, you have to understand that fashion is the background. At times, like during the holiday season, you have every product that you can utilize. Is Fountain of Life a product that many of you lead with? Absolutely, and that's okay. If you want to lead with Fountain of Life, if you want to lead with Phytoclinical, if you want to lead with toothpaste, if you want to lead with shampoo conditioner, great. But you have other verticals. When you renew your mall, when you renew your business, that membership fee, that small little $100 fee that you pay every year that gives you 2 free bottles, guess what it gives you access to? The whole hoopla of the business. The fashion, the beauty, the personal care, all of it under one umbrella. Did you know that most companies that have different verticals, you have to pay a renewal fee for every vertical in the business? Yet at Opulence, when you pay one renewal, you get full access to everything. Think about that for a second. Think about that for a minute. So I want all of you to plant it into your head why it is so vital and important for you all to become a product of the product. Build your foundation strong. Make sure you understand every part of the business when it comes to, of course, every single product vertical. So, ladies and gentlemen, as we get into the holiday season, you still have some time to be able to follow up with all of your guests, all of your customers. If you have all those VIPs in your back office, please log into your back office, follow up with all your guests one by one, and make sure you are asking them, what can I order for you this holiday season? What are you looking for? What is your budget? Ask them their budget and help them to be able to be that concierge, to give them the products that they want that matches what they need. Yes? And that is going to help you not only to increase retail profit, put more cash in your put more cash in your pocket, be able to give you all of the holiday shopping that you need to do and do everything you need. With that, it's my honor and pleasure to bring on a very special man. He is no stranger to any of you. You've heard of him. You've seen him. You've basically, I know he's they're already introducing you, Alan. I don't even need the introduction. And, this is an amazing call that we're doing tonight. Tonight, I first wanted to talk a little bit about, being a product of the product, of course, promoting the products, being able to make some money during the holiday season, because, of course, there is just so much going on. Everyone is looking for those amazing gifts. By the way, all of those products that we put in your mystery box, you could sell those, by the way. That's your product. You want to wear it, you wear it. You want to sell it, you sell it. That's your money. That's your product. That's your profit. That's cash in your pocket. So utilize it any way you want. With that, Alan, good evening to you. Welcome on the call. It's always a pleasure to have you on. How are you this evening?
Oh, good evening. It's great to be on the call. You're looking great. And I loved your expression on your fashion. I know you just had a great trip and met with the designers. And so I'm sure there's some really amazing things that are coming up in that area.
You know what? Indeed. We're going to be sharing that. So we have our New Year's webinar. I think you kind of joined us briefly a little bit on it last year. Our New Year's webinar, for those of you that are new, it's going to be January the 7th. I think the poster is going to go out soon. But I'll give you guys all a little sneak peek. January 7th, 9 a.m. we are going to be having our New Year's webinar, and that will be a mind-blowing call for all of you. You'll get a chance to, number one, see what we did this year for those of you that are new, and then where we're going next year. And Fido will be announced on the New Year's webinar. So for those of you that haven't been around, Fido will be announced on the New Year's webinar. I know that all of you are been asking me, and I'll have some more answers for you on that call. With that, Alan, Fido has been such a powerful tool. So I'm going to share with you what happened to us at the office last week. I was sharing with the team earlier. I worked some stupid hours at the office last week. And it was just like we were E&E. We were excited. We were exhausted, not just myself, my entire team. We worked around the clock. We worked together. We worked unanimously. And we had so many colds and viruses going on in the office. It was absolutely ridiculous how many sick people we had. There was one person who had a flu. The one person was like patient zero, passed it all around to our side, which was distribution. And, some people fell off like bugs. And then the rest of us went into attack mode. And, I would be like that person that would wake up in the first thing in the morning, and I'd be walking around giving everyone their Fido pills in the morning and saying, all right, everybody, let's dose up. And, we were all taking 2 to 3 capsules in the morning. We were really heavy dosing. We were all like sniffly and drippy and really sick, all wearing masks around each other, wearing gloves. I mean, the ones that were they were in the administration. Thank God the warehousing was good. And it was really, really nice to see everybody come together. But between Fido and Fountain of Life, our entire staff worked through the whole week without, the really extreme ones were off sick. I'm talking about little ones that, were having sniffles, but everyone in my office is like, okay, when is clinical coming out now? Because now they want to get it in their bodies. They want to get it on their families' bodies. One of the girls had severe asthma and allergies. And when she went on Fido last week, She's like, my body has completely changed, Sanaz. Her sinuses, her immune system. Talk to me a little bit about that. What is this incredible product that we're all experiencing at the office that is helping with sinuses, helping with, the sneezing and the itching and the watery eyes, and really, really helping us to be able to rejuvenate and recuperate?
Yeah. Can I just pick on one thing you said first, which was dosing in the morning and, giving 1 or 2 or 3. And that's one of the great things about phytoclinical is if you catch a cold, if you're around people that have a cold and you just go grab your phytoclinical, you take two of them, a few hours later, take another 2. And because that was my experience, everybody has been sick. I don't know. It's just been ripping through every place. And I was around some people that were hacking and coughing, and I didn't have a mask to even put on. The first thing I did when I got home is I took 2 Phyto, took 2 later in the evening. I had just a tiny bit of a cough in the morning. I took 2 more, and that was it. That was it for me. That was all. And I was just so, that's what's going on. So you asked me what is going on. And in some trials that were done on how the actual plant sterols work in your body, what they discovered is they have a direct impact on the killer T cells. So in your body, you have a bunch of cells in your immune system. There's too many for us to talk about, but really the ones we want functioning are those killer T cells. What the killer T cells do is they're kind of like, I'm going to say they're like the brain of our memory. They hold antibodies. So things we've been exposed to years ago, they're still holding an antibody. If we're exposed, like if you and I were exposed to mumps or measles, we're not going to get it because our killer T cells have held on to the memory of that infection and they've kept the antibody. Now, they're not producing those antibodies all the time, but when they need them, they can produce them in abundance. So why do we get a cold or a flu? It's because we run into a bug that we haven't seen before. And there's many of those. It's estimated we run into about 30,000 viruses and bacteria every day. So our body's seen many of those before. That's why we're not sick. But every once in a while, something comes along and it just overwhelms. And what happens is it gets into the mucus of our sinus tract, of our throat, the back of our throat. And because it's a really good place for it to hide in that mucousy thick area. And if we're working indoors like you were doing, that can dry out really fast. And because it dries out, there's no moisture, no humidity, then boom, it just all of a sudden we get the symptoms of a cough or a flu or a cold or something like that. Well, once that's happened, you'll notice that your nose starts to run. You start to cough because your body reacts by going, oh, we need moisture there. We got to get, and it starts pumping moisture into your sinuses. Your nose starts to run, you start to sneeze, you start to cough, you start to hack. And that's a good thing. That means your immune system is actually kicking in and trying to overcome this. When we take phytoclinical, what we do is we jog its memory and say, hey, have you seen this before? And if you have, really, come on, build those antibodies faster, get them out there and get rid of this thing. If it hasn't seen it before, what it's saying is, hey, come on, we need to build some antibodies. We need to put something in there and remember this. And so duration of cold, the duration of the flu, everything will be a lot shorter when you have something like phytoclinical than if you're just trying to handle it on your own. So that's kind of what's happening. Does that make sense?
You know what? 1000%. I got to tell you, the 2 weeks ago when Ramin and I were both traveling to Portugal, I think Ramin had shared that on the call last week. But when we were commuting back, Alan, everyone on the plane was coughing and had a cold. Like you said, it seems like this year, the flu season, even in Toronto, we still haven't got the snow yet. But we haven't had really extreme weathers, to be honest. So it's actually really interesting how the viruses are just all over the place. And the virus is being all over the place. There's many things that our partners can do to protect themselves. Number one, they need to be loading up on their Fountain of Life. And that's something that we've been doing, like Fountain of Life, multiple drops every 2 hours. At the office, we basically had clinical, our CEO and myself, when we were on the plane, we had, of course, Fountain of Life on us, and we were just dosing every hour on the plane. We were just taking a couple of drops to kill any sort of bacteria in our mouth, in our throat. We both had a little bit of a soreness in our throat. And by just keeping, Fountain of Life in our mouth and swirling it around with a little bit of water and swallowing it, it was able to help us to be able to prolong the microsilver spray. We used it profusely on her. And that microsilver spray, honestly, is so phenomenal. And that's what I was talking about earlier on. It's really being a product of the product. And, one of the things that you've said to me and you've taught me that's really, really stuck in my head is an average person is getting between 30 to 40 grams of plant nutrients, phytonutrients a day, where in one capsule of phytoclinical, they're able to get 250 grams. Am I correct?
300 milligrams. Yeah.
300
right.
milligrams of phytonutrients in their body.
Yeah. One of the things I wanted to say about a Fountain of Life and why I love it is you're saying you're taking 2 or 3 drops. And when you do that, if you can just let those kind of sit under your tongue, that's going to stimulate a reaction in your saliva glands here. They're going to produce some moisture. And if you can just hold that for like 30 to 40 seconds, you'll get a little pool of moisture. And if you let that build and then kind of rinse that around in your mouth and swallow that, that is really effective against bacteria, virus, etc. that is coming in through your hands. That's mostly how we get infected, is through our own hands. Yeah. Sometimes it's airborne, like you're in an airplane and only 5% of the air is actually circulated per hour in an airplane. So you are breathing everybody else's air. There's no question about it. So whatever they're putting out into the air. So doing that every hour or 2 hours, and just letting that build up, exactly what you needed to do to protect yourself, and then using the microsilver. And I have that little microsilver spray bottle with me. It's in my coat pocket. It goes everywhere I go. It's fabulous.
Honestly, team, if you guys haven't got into the habit of using the microsilver, you are making the biggest mistake. The microsilver spray is just as important as FOL, just as important as Phyto when it comes out. And no, you cannot spray it into your mouth. It is not a cosmetic. It is not for consumption. Do not eat it. That's not what it was made for. It was basically made for masks. Remember that. We originally made the microsilver spray for masks, for you to be able to spray it down, for you to be able to have those silver ions live on fabric and to be able to kill the bacteria on fabric, be able to kill COVID on contact with the microsilver spray. However, many of you have not only just used it on your masks, you've used it on your clothes, you use it on gym equipment. When you don't have access to sanitizers, you're spraying it on your hands. Some of you are going to food courts and you're spraying it down on tables to wipe it down. But it was not made for the skin. It was not made for your face. It was not made for, for you to eat it. It was not made for you to spray it in your mouth. We have other products for that. We will be having a microsilver mouthwash coming out, which will help you. We will also have a mouthsilver spray that is coming out as well. So I just wanted to reiterate that. At the same time, I do want to answer a couple of questions that have come up. Number one, from Monica, you wrote, Sanaz, is the head office in Kenya ready to ship? We do not have a head office in Kenya. We are just doing the paperwork and the registration to get Kenya going. So to answer the question, no, we do not have an office in Kenya. And no, we are not ready to ship from Kenya. Our CEO just arrived 5 days ago. He's just doing the paperwork. By the time the paperwork is done, the registration is done, everything is done. Then once we are ready, we will be making the announcement. So he just arrived 5 days ago. They just made a decision 2 days ago that they were going to open up an office and distribution center. And only today they signed the paperwork from the lawyers. So you got to give us some time. We make things happen, but not that quick. We're not that magical. That's number one. Number two, second question comes up. If someone is undercutting the pricing on Shopee or other websites like that shouldn't be selling it, what should we do? You should report it. It is not advised or, we actually look down upon it. We don't, no one should be, I'm trying to be diplomatic, but no one should be selling on other platforms, okay? The reality of it is that if you do see someone undercutting the price, putting it on websites, that is against our policies and procedures. If you do know who they are, you can report it to the office and we can basically terminate their website. They should never be undercutting the product price anywhere, because at the end of the day, I don't care how big or small their distributorship is. We have a set price that everybody should be selling for. We have a recommended price that is on our website. And it is really, really important that we sell, through the right distributions. You could be selling it through trade shows. You could be selling it through home parties. You could be selling it cash. You could be using our website. You could be selling through WhatsApp. There's many different platforms that you could use, but it is very important to make sure that you are selling it at a platform that is not frowned upon by the company, and most importantly, at the proper price point. So if you do see that, and on any website as such, make sure you do report it. And what I mean is report it to this website yourself. No, Amazon as well. You should not be selling on Amazon. If you do see it on Amazon, you should be reporting it as well. Look, we are a large company. We have a lot of distributors. We can't micromanage everybody, but that's your business, right? So what all of you should be doing is if you do see somebody, you should report it to the website. So for example, if you see someone selling it on Amazon, you should report it to Amazon, because that goes against our policies and procedures, and nobody should be selling it on those platforms as well, okay? So I just wanted to let you know that, because at the end of the day, remember, if someone is selling it through those platforms and they don't have any customer service, if somebody has a question, maybe somebody has an inquiry about the double ply label in the United States versus Canada, and if they can't reach somebody to ask them about that, then you lose that customer service concierge, okay? So make sure that you guys are protecting your business. Our job is to make sure you guys always have products, make sure you guys always have your commissions. Your job is to be able to go out there, sell it, promote it, and most importantly, protect your business.
So I have another story for you, Sanaz.
Yes.
I'm sure Vancouver's like most places in Canada. So there's places where masks are still required. So today, there is. So
Wow.
medical facilities, doctors' offices.
Oh yeah, here too. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Like
so
shopping mall.
Yes. Yeah. Like not too many public places. But today, I was at a seminar on hormone therapy, and we had to walk through a clinic to get to the room where the seminar was. So to walk through the clinic, we had to wear a mask. So I have my mask in my pocket. I don't know the last time I wore it. So I took it out and I used my microsilver spray on it, because who knows what's been, on there. Who knows what's on there building up. I don't know the last time I used it, but I felt so much more comfortable when I could take it out, give it a couple squirts of microsilver, put it on. It smelled fresh. It really does smell nice and fresh. And I was really confident now I'm protected walking through this area, a patient area, and so on. So that's another application. That's why I keep it with me, have one in the car, have one in my coat, they just have them everywhere. Yeah. Because, you don't know, like you're going to end up someplace and go, oh, gee whiz, I needed and they would have given me a mask today too, but I didn't need to get one. I just gave it a little freshen up and it was good to go. So that was one of my experiences just today.
You know what? Absolutely. And I think with myself, like I have that in my lifestyle so much, because, a lot of times we go through things in our office, at stations that we work on. Sometimes we answer the phone in different offices. And we have a microsilver spray everywhere in the office, whether it's in the bathroom. Actually, it's a deodorizer in the bathroom too. It works amazing. And, we have it in our lounge. We have a little lounge for the staff where they can take a little snooze. There's massage chairs in there. The staff all use it everywhere because between the different staff going in and out, we have different departments, we have different people. And honestly, I find that our microsilver spray is just so powerful. And not only in just the mask perspective, Alan, it makes such a big difference as a deodorizer in so many ways that microsilver acts, and within 2 minutes it activates. And I want to reiterate that when you spray your mask, it activates within 2 minutes, and it lives between 7 to 14 days on surfaces and on material. So when we're spraying it on our mask, it really, really does work. You got to make sure you get your bottle if you haven't already done so. This is huge, huge, huge. So I want to make sure that you do that. And yes, Shamila, Alan is in Vancouver, and no, he does not meet with distributors, my darling. He's available on email if you like. If our team was to meet with all distributors, we would definitely not have any time to do our job. And he's part of our advisory board. So I appreciate your interest and your love. I just want to make sure that you all know as well. We have such an amazing team that is working around the clock, doing so much. And you know what? We would love to spend more and more time with all of you and be able to, just do a lot. But conference is our time to get together with all of you, spend time with you guys, and be able to impress upon you all the cool things. But these calls are the cool calls that you guys get a chance to get on every single Monday. Alan is on, but we don't always have him on to be able to, preach to us. And Alan, I want to talk a little bit about the combination of phytoclinical and fountain of life. So we know that fountain of life thank you, Amarji. We know that fountain of life is, our number one selling product. And a lot of brand new people have been saying, is fountain of life, different than phytoclinical? Do we need phyto and FOL? Do we just need to take one, or do we need both? If we need both, why do we need both? How do they differ from each other? I would love to hear your take on that, please.
Well, I answer that question by saying this. When you sit down to a plate of food, do you need fat, protein? Do you need all your macros, or do you just leave some macros out, right? They have different functions in your body. So you want to make sure you have what your body needs. And that's exactly what it is with Fountain of Life and Phytoclinical. Fountain of Life does an amazing array of things because even the seminar I was just on, we were talking about hormones, and I wish I could have interjected in some of what he was saying about, inflammation relative to our hormones and how inflammation can be a result of low hormone levels, etc. I'm like, yes, but we have this product that has this tremendous ability to reduce inflammation, and that's its primary job. And in reducing inflammation, that can result in many, many different effects in different people. So some people, their blood pressure goes down. Some people, their blood sugar goes down. Some people, their pain goes down. Some people, their digestive issues, because it's taking out that inflammatory response. And inflammatory response is our body's first sort of warning sign to us that there's a problem going on, and we need to take care of it. And inflammation in 2004 was on Time magazine. The root cause of all disease is inflammation. It's been reiterated over and over. So we've known it almost 20 years. So reducing inflammation is one of the first things we want to do. And I can say, I heard today, I'm just going to give you a stat I heard today, that 88% of the people over the age of 40, Sanaz, in North America have some inflammatory condition going on in their body that may not be symptomatic, but if they're not testing their C-reactive protein and their inflammatory markers, they're feeling healthy and they're out there doing it, they're not going to find it until, it's treatment time. So not only is right? So not only is Fountain of Life good for that, it's good if you're one of those people who think, oh, I'm just a really healthy person, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to tell you right now, if you're over the age of 40, the stats are not on your side. There's only 12% of the population that doesn't have some subclinical inflammation going on. And that's what Fountain of Life is for. It's to take care of that. And, in Chinese medicine, a superior treatment practitioner is somebody who treats before there's any evidence. A mediocre person is someone who treats, is just as there's some evidence, and a poor practitioner is somebody who's treating an actual disease. So, let's be the superior type of person and be preventative. So if you're feeling really good, this is a great time to take Fountain of Life. Make sure that inflammation is under control in your body. So it's missing from our diet. And why is it missing from our diet? The lignans that David so greatly talks about on, every Monday night, and he's talking about lignans. Lignans are an essential. So the plant uses lignans to protect the seeds. So when you put them in the ground, they're not subject to oxidation, sunlight, etc., so that they can actually grow. So the lignans are there as a protective mechanism in the plant. So by the time we're eating those things, they've been processed. We just don't go out and eat, wheat from the stem, or we don't eat barley from the stem or something like that. It's processed. And in that processing, the heat, the pressure, all the things that goes through, it actually destroys the lignans. Even flaxseed, if you take raw flaxseed, you have to grind it up. Everybody knows you have to grind up flaxseed. Why? Because there's something else in there called lectins, which are very plant protective. They're very protective to the plant and very harmful to us. And they will not allow the lignans to do their job. So what the magic of Fountain of Life is that it's actually taken that essential nutrient from plants and made it available to us as humans, something that we need 50 to 60 milligrams a day to really handle the subclinical inflammation in our body. And we don't get that from our food. It's just not in our food. So this is I like to tell people, this is a food replacement. This is something that's and our diet is not like it was 50 years ago. We can't even compare the food sources, how food's growing. We can't even compare 50 years ago. It's just not there. And we have to accept that it's not there and you can't get it from, and it's the first thing that our body uses. So we used to get it from food. We don't get it from there anymore. So we have to take it. So Fountain of Life is the first thing that our body will use to fight inflammation. So once we have inflammation under control, now remember what I said at the start. You're talking about your disease, the symptoms that you're having and your killer T cells. So when you have something going on in your body, you want to have a really strong immune response. So phytoclinical will take care of this strengthening of the immune. I'm trying to put it in sort of layman's terms here, but it will take care of the strengthening, keeping your immune system strong. So let's compare the two. So Fountain of Life comes in, it fights inflammation. We know that we have inflammation, even if we don't really, if it's not, bothering us too much, there's inflammation. Why do we have that? Because there's inflammatory things in our food. There's inflammatory things in what we breathe. If you're on an airplane, like we were on an airplane, you're breathing other people's, what they're exhaling, you're breathing that in. So we're always exposed to something that can be inflammatory to us. So Fountain of Life does a great job of handling that. Phytoclinical, on the other hand, works directly on our immune response. So it's working with those lymphocytes, white blood cells, a variety of cells in our immune system to keep them healthy. So they're two very separate portions of something that can have a similar result in the body, but they're two very separate things going on there. And I hope I've made that a little bit more clear for people.
Absolutely. And I hope everyone completely understood. I love this explanation that you always provide, Alan. I think it's so clear. And it's so important to understand that Fountain of Life and Phytoclinical are two totally different products, but together, combined, they make you, as our CEO calls it, bulletproof. So while he is in Kenya, he's been in and out of planes, Like you said, only 5% is, recirculated every hour. And, when he was on the plane and he was basically heading off to Kenya, he was on a long flight. He was not feeling well on the plane. A lot of people were coughing, sneezing, and he was really, really worried. And of course, I loaded him up with clinical for him to take. He was saying that, he was basically took clinical during the morning, 2 at night, and then he was doing the Fountain of Life, a couple of drops every hour. He made it there safe and sound. And especially with us, when we're traveling, we're going to a market to build with a community. So we cannot afford to get sick. It's very important and vital for us to, be at our optimum, that we can be, and to be able to, feel amazing while we're working and not be sick, because when we're sick, then we're not able to function, and then it defeats the whole purpose of us traveling. So I have to tell you, the 2 products that both our CEO and I live on is literally Fountain of Life first. Obviously, we've used that for six years now. That's really built up our immunity. That's got a lot rid of a lot of our inflammation. And then now, since Phytoclinical, I mean, people are seeing me and they're like, oh my God, you look so much younger. Oh my God, you look so different. And you know what? For me, I don't see the difference. I see myself the same, but I guess people are seeing a huge difference. I saw a couple of people today that I had not seen, and they were like, oh my God, you look so different. I'm like, I do. And they're like, yeah, you look so different. You look so much younger. I'm like, I do. And they're like, yeah, you look different. Your hair looks better. It's shinier. Your skin's glowing, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, I'm exhausted. What do you mean? But everyone, I guess, that hasn't seen me for, the past 3 to 4 to 6 months, that sees me say, I look much younger. I look more rejuvenated. So, obviously Phyto is doing something in my body. It's just like Fountain of Life. When I started to use it, I'm a healthy person, so I didn't really know what it was doing for me. But as I used it, I started to notice things later. So one thing I can recommend to everyone, by the way, don't go anywhere. I have some announcements to share with you guys. One thing that I can tell every single person, you got to try it to feel it. You got to be a product of the product to use it. And Alan, you said it so well. I mean, you said 40, but David had shared one research with us a little while ago. I mean, this is a little while ago, but he was saying that anyone over the age of 20 is living in an inflammatory state. So, and then Rebecca pulled a file that was like 88% over 40 years old. I mean, 88%, that's like almost everybody over 40% is living in an inflammation state. So that means that if you are basically on this call, 88% of the group, if not all of us, are living in an inflammatory state. And I feel like, when I started to use our products, and the more I use our products, the more I am living proof of what the products can be. And so it's really, really important. So question for you, Alan, does Phytoclinical help with cholesterol?
It actually does. So the mechanism of action is a little bit different with cholesterol. Because the plant sterol actually has, people might be more familiar with the term saw palmetto. They may have heard of saw palmetto, and Phytoclinical has a very similar action. It has saw palmetto in it, but what saw palmetto does is actually it has a direct effect on your base. So in men and women, our basic hormone is the same. It's testosterone. Mm-hmm. In women, it turns into estrogen, progesterone. In men, we use the testosterone. But it has a direct effect on the mechanism by which your body actually utilizes hormones. And so when our cholesterol is out of balance, cholesterol is downstream. So all our cholesterol, etc., is downstream from our main hormones. So if you have high cholesterol, that means somewhere back up in the stream, there's something going wrong. There could be inflammation in your body, which FOL would help, Fountain of Life would help. But we really want to balance that whole. It's a big downstream. There's a whole lot of things going on and changes that need to happen from testosterone to make estrogen, etc. And when that gets out of balance, cholesterol goes up. When we gain weight, cholesterol goes up. Why? Because we're not trying to overutilize one hormone called insulin. They're all tied together. We could do a whole hour just on this, but just know this, that phyto has a direct impact on the utilization of all the downstream parts of our hormones, cholesterol being one of those, so that people will see a reduction in the low density lipoprotein, which is the one that people watch for.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Isn't that exciting, team? I have a couple more quick questions. I'm going to get you to just help me clarify these answers, Alan, for me, please. A customer is taking 10 drops of Fountain of Life in the morning and 10 drops in the evening. It gives him too much energy to extend of having only 3 hours of sleep. Well, that's a good problem to have. Why is it so? And what can he do that can have at least 6 hours sleep? I know my version. I'll let you kind of do that as well.
Well, take it earlier in the day, for sure, right? So what's happening there is he's getting a reduction. So there's an inflammatory process going on in there. And as soon as that inflammation is taken care of, he's getting a corresponding increase in energy production. So that number one proves that product is working on whatever inflammatory response is going on in his body. We don't know what that is, don't have enough information to figure out what that is, but it's having a direct effect on that. And his body's able to then produce energy that it's, tired of in the day. It's probably tired out somewhere, maybe needing a nap or something in the day because his body's struggling with that inflammation. So take it earlier in the day.
Yeah. And also, what I've always said to people, Alan, you got to really get good at listening to your body. We always recommend 5 drops to maintain good health if you have good health, but no one really takes 5 drops anymore. When we did the last Fountain of Life survey, everyone is between 10 to 30 drops a day. So maybe, dose up more in the morning, if he's taking 10 drops and 10 drops, take 15 drops in the morning and take maybe 5 later on in the afternoon, not in the evening before he goes to bed, and tell him to play around with the drops, or maybe, take smaller doses in the evening time closer to sleeping, and just monitor your body. You got to listen to your body. And if it's, he's got so much energy. I mean, Alan just explained to you the sort of the immune system perspective of what it does, but get really good at listening to your customers. By the way, that's why it's so important to follow up with customers. And that's why it's so important to fill out the journal that we provide you. The journal is meant for you to monitor what you are feeling, and that way you could scale up and scale down and be able to give people feedback and be able to become a better version of yourself. Because remember what I keep on saying, knowledge is power. When you get on these calls, hopefully you learn something new about cholesterol today. Hopefully you learn something about how much money there is in making one product based on multiple customers. Hopefully, you learned about the inflammation state of your body and how it can help out. Anyways, I don't want to go way over. I also wanted to, a couple of you have been messaging me saying there's products being sold on Amazon, but the prices are okay. It doesn't matter. Our platform is not to sell on Amazon and on eBay and on different platforms. I don't care if they're selling it for $200. No one should be selling it on these platforms. If we were going to do it, we would have just branded it as a company ourselves and just basically put it online and sold it. Then we wouldn't need any of you. None of you would make commissions on it. That wasn't the point of the platform of the network marketing direct sales industry. This was for you to take on this product, for you to use the product, for you to feel the product, for you to be passionate like me and talk about it, be passionate like Alan, be excited about what this product can do, and go and retail and sell and be able to share with people. If you are seeing people undercutting the product, report it to our regulatory team, and we will basically shut down their website. I'm telling you, I have zero tolerance for people abusing our company and abusing our business, because at the end of the day, we did not get to where we are after 18 years being debt-free, being strong, not having a return department, by creating, crappy products or by having a crappy platform. We have an incredible product. We have an incredible platform. We have an incredible payout. Do not ruin it. Do not let people in your team ruin it. Do not let people in your country ruin it. Because if one person, I always say this analogy to my team at the office. Imagine all of you guys know I love fruits and I love to use fruit analogies, right? Imagine you guys are a basket. You're a fruit basket. If you have one spoiled fruit, that one spoiled fruit can pass on to everyone and spoil everybody else. So when you got a spoiled fruit, pull it out, deal with it, cut it off, don't deal with it. And that way, just get rid of it. And the other thing as well is that, I've heard customers in the past say, oh, well, they use another platform to buy the product. Well, let me tell you, if you follow up with your customer on time, if you do your job as a concierge service, your customer should never buy from another distributor, okay? Your customer should never buy from a distributor if you do the proper follow-up. You should never be following up with a client when their product order is done. You should always be following up with your partners and your customers just before, they need about two weeks. Because remember, by the time that they order, by the time it arrives, by the time it gets to their door, or by the time that you deliver it, they should be able to have access to it, okay? All right, I have very important announcement to make. Pay attention to this, very, very important, okay? Ready? I'm gonna share some very important announcements with you guys. All right, so first of all, as you all know, last week I did share with all of you, we have our winter catalog out, the Joy and Glamour. All of you should be using this to be able to go out there and promote and to sell and to sell and to sell and to share and to share and to share. We spend a ton of time in marketing, advertising, models, photography, editing, putting this layout for all of you. Make sure you are utilizing it. And take your phone out right now. Turn on your camera right now and scan that QR code. And when you scan that QR code, you are going to get the catalog loaded. Now, here's your project for tonight. I want you to text or WhatsApp to 10 different people the link and say, hey, if you need any, word it in your own language or whatever you want to say. I'm so excited that our company just released its winter catalog. I would love for you to go through it. If there's any products that you're interested in, please let me know and I would love to order it for you and get it to your door just before the holidays. Yeah? So scan that catalog, send it to 10 people, go out there and promote it. And the next one I want to share with all of you is our toy drive. I just did the video for this. And I want to share with you, this is our week. I love holidays. Holiday is a time of giving. It's a time of love and gratitude and to help the less fortunate. So if you haven't already done so, go on our website, make a donation and be able to support. Oh, I loved it so much. I played it again. So go out there, support a great cause, either drop off an unwrapped toy or make a donation on our website and we will do the shopping for you, especially for those who are overseas and want to help to an amazing new cause. Remember, these are new unopened toys. And Wednesday, December the 7th, we will be doing a photo shoot session at the office for those who also come in and drop off their gifts. All right, very important notice. Everybody pay attention. Everybody take a picture of this. Effective as of December the 28th, we will discontinue the sales of sunglasses and optical into the United States of America. That basically means we will no longer be selling optical frames at all in the United States. If you guys are ordering products through the United States, this will also affect you. Now, let me explain to you guys why we made this decision. Because there's a lot of new policies going into place. There's a lot of new charges going into place. And some of the orders, they're requesting up to $80 per order for sunglasses in the United States, which makes absolutely no sense to, for example, sell a pair of Posh sunglasses for $40 and to charge an administration charge of $80 or the Posh or the Fairy. So as a company, although we are striving to, provide the best service, this was a very, very difficult decision that I had to make. and we will be discontinuing the distribution of all Fairy and Posh sunglasses and optical frames to the United States effective as of January 1st. The last day for orders will be December 28th because the law goes into effect as of January 1st. And if you guys want to order it, get someone to pick it up, ship it to you directly, do kind of that kind of stuff, you can do that. But we as a company will no longer be shipping to the United States. Very, very important notice to make sure, that you guys understand, okay? So those are my announcements. And make sure that you are doing your part. By the way, I don't want you guys to get all bent out of shape when it comes to what we talked about when it comes to the sunglasses. If you want, you have an opportunity right now to place your order if you haven't already done so. Also, since you guys are online, I'm going to share something else with you guys. Ready? So this year, we will be doing a very, very excited Boxing Day sale. And it is the most epic Boxing Day sale I am going to do. I'm telling you, get ready, because this is something that is going to be a phenomenal, phenomenal sale that we're going to put together. I have never, ever, ever done this. I had to like beg our CEO to kind of get this done. And he's like, I just gave you mystery boxes. I'm like, I know, but I need to give him I need to give him something for Boxing Day. So when I launch it, there is limited inventory. You guys are getting first dibs on it, that you are hearing about it. When I launch it, take advantage. Take advantage. Here's what I'll give you a hint on. It's shoes for men and women and purses. It is so exciting what I'm going to give you guys, and maybe some other goodies. It is so, I've never, ever, ever, ever done this type of promotion before. And it's going to be epic, and it's going to be insane. And sunglasses, make sure if you're in the United States or you're routing your packages through the United States, make sure you are loading up on your sunglasses as well for now. And last but not least, please note that if you are in the Caribbean and you are trying to use USA as a route into the Caribbean, this will also affect you. Which basically means if you're in Africa or if you're in the Caribbean and you're using US as a means of transport, you will also not get access to the sunglasses anymore either. And remember, if you are routing Fountain of Life through the United States, you are not going to get the NPN bottles that we have in Canada. You will get the topical label. It is the same product, just different label. So I want to make sure that you guys all understand. I don't think anyone in the Caribbean, by the way, should be routing their products through the United States. We ship directly to your countries. So try to get out of that habit. USA is really, really tightening up. USA is putting a lot of fees. So if you are not living in the United States, let me tell you, it's better to just send it directly to your country as opposed to trying to ship it through the United States, because a lot of people know, I guess the governments of USA know that, and they're trying to put all these restrictions and taxes on products that are being imported through the United States. I'm sorry, I know we went a little bit over, but I wanted to make sure I share all those things with all of you. Alan, thank you so much for your knowledge, for your time. We didn't get through all the questions today. I know it was supposed to be the last half hour, but you were just so full of knowledge. And I want to just thank you so much for all of your knowledge, your experience, and I'm grateful.
Thank you. Yes, always a pleasure.
Always. Thank you so much. I look forward to having you on again. And Rebecca, I will pass it over to you to be able to share our announcements.
Amazing. Amazing. The chat has been blowing up the entire night. No surprise. I was really crossing my fingers when you said David O was not going to be joining us, that our great surprise was either going to be Jack or Alan, and we were not disappointed. I can't keep up to this man. I was furiously writing. So I know everybody's really excited now. We're pumped. If you caught the first 2 minutes of Sanaz tonight, that should be enough to give you a preview for our amazing forensic call that is going to be coming up tomorrow night. She is going to be doing part 2. So I'm just going to share my screen here and get some announcements going for everybody so we can all get going for the evening. Let's see here. So now we're fancy, full screen, full speed ahead. Holiday schedule. So we've got, we're winding down. It is December 5th. The time and the clock is ticking. The Christmas shipping deadline is December 14th. Mark that on your calendars. We're running out of time. That's 9 days. Okay, so you got 9 days for the shipping deadline. The last webinar of 2022 is going to be December 20th.
So, sorry, Becca. One
Yes,
thing is, that's the Christmas shipping deadline. We will continue to ship on the 15th and 16th and 19th and 20th and 21st and 22nd and all that kind of good stuff. But if you want to guarantee to get it for Christmas, that is the guaranteed Christmas delivery.
Yes, absolutely. Our Opulence elves don't go to sleep after the 14th. They just ramp right up. And fortunately or unfortunately, now that they're being dosed with phytoclinical, they really have no excuses to deliver. So that's great. Thank you for that clarification. On December 23rd, the office will be closing at 2 p.m. Toronto time. And of course, it's going to be closed for a few days for the holiday season to give all of our Opulence elves a little bit of a break with friends and family. Back to regular hours for a few days. And then, of course, the calendar year is ending. So we will be closed on December 31st, 1st, and January 2nd. And that's going to just give everybody a wee little breather to get ready for the always insane New Year's webinar. And I just want to say, don't book 2 or 3 hours, whatever the poster says, double that time, because every year it gets more and more and more. Make sure you have a potluck organized, because it's going to be an event. Absolutely. Okay, so next, November to remember. I don't know if you're all just tuning into this corporation and what it does, but our CEO just continues to top himself year after year after year. This is the most insane Build Assist promotion we've had, and it's been extended until when? December 15th. When is that? That's the day after the Christmas shipping deadline. So, you know, we are being given so much opportunity here to continue to grow our business and for our new partners to be able to get that amazing free fountain of life with a $200 value, no partner left behind. This is really crazy. Go out and feast on this promotion. All right, Asian cruise. Let's get out of the holiday season, which I associate with snow, and into the tropical Asian cruise mindset. All right. For those of you who have not seen, maybe you've been asleep for a few weeks, the date has changed. March 9th to the 13th, 2023, departing from Singapore and going all through these beautiful locations of Malaysia and Thailand as well. You have until January 30th to qualify for this free cruise. So if you want more details, get into your back office, get all of the details there. All right. Speaking of Singapore, our youngest millionaire, Rene Liao, is on his Paycation World Tour right now with his family. I just saw an amazing video he did today, and he is going to be in Singapore on Tuesday, December 13th, Wednesday, December 14th at the International Plaza. Again, all of the details are, I believe, in your back office. Nod if we're correct. Yes, okay, good. As well as on the poster. And then he'll be moving along to Malaysia. So December 15th, he will be in Malaysia. Again, all of the information's there. Now, remember, you don't have to be there, but we have a global business. So you can get your prospects out to one of these events, whatever is closest for them. And ta-da! The final frontier, the forensic networker. Of course, we have an incredible CEO with a heart of gold who just delivers and over-delivers every week, but he is traveling and is in Kenya right now celebrating with that team. working hard. And we have none other than our amazing Sanaz Human, Senior Vice President, who is going to be giving us round 2 of a Powerhouse Hour tomorrow night. Make sure that you tune in with your beverage of choice and your notebook and your pen or your laptop or however you best take notes, because I can tell you it is going to be chock full of amazing, very valuable information. So I think this is the last slide. Yes. So thank you. Thank you, everybody. I know we're well over time today, but I want to thank you all for your time. Wish you all an amazing morning, evening, afternoon, everywhere in between around the world, wherever you are. Sanaz, any last thoughts?
To the billion. See you all tomorrow night on how to build an empire with the Opulence Network.
Amazing.
Thank you, Ellen. Thank you,
To the
Rebecca.
billion.
To the billion.